John Jones is victorious once again, defeating Dominic Reyes via unanimous decision in tonight's UFC pay-per-view. Valentina Shevchenko, sorry, Valentina, also defeated Caitlin Chokagan by TKO at 1 minute and 3 seconds of round number 3 in the second most anticipated bout of the night. So there you go. John Jones, I think someone asked me the other night if I thought he would win. I said it. He's great. He does want to go up to heavyweight, from what I understand. I've heard that he has said that. I believe he said he could beat Stipe Miocic, but I think Miocic is going to fight Cormier first. Miocic, it just came out in the news. He had an eye problem. He has been cleared, but he wants to train a bit to make sure that it is good to go before he agrees to that Cormier fight. So we'll see who John Jones fights next. He also wanted to fight Brock Lesnar at one point, but it's clear Brock is not coming back to MMA anytime soon. He's making a fortune in wrestling, and he's over 40. Anthony Shabbat says, how are you? I'm doing great. Into the wrestling news now. I'll give you a rundown from the Wrestling Observer. Josh Barnett, this is still MMA, but it was in the Observer today, will make his Bellator debut against Ronnie Marks at Bellator 241. March 14th, that's the fight that was canceled in December due to him being very sick. Barnett is also doing another blood sport event, WrestleMania weekend, that I believe Ken Shamrock is going to be commentating for. Davey Boy Smith Jr., the Hannibal TV heavyweight champion, is also going to be on that blood sport show. And by the way, Davey Boy Smith Jr. did tell me he's going to be on Great North Wrestling's 13th anniversary event, August the 8th. It's a Saturday in Ottawa, Ontario at the Earl Armstrong Arena. Blood Hunter versus Ted Hart also on that card. So it's going to be a great show. Tickets are already on sale. Ticketweb.ca, more information, thehannibaltv.com. Samoa Joe has been cleared to return to the ring. PW Insider reports that. Dave Meltzer believes that if Matt Hardy goes to AEW, he would be the leader of the Dark Order and try to save that group, which has been one of the negatives for AEW so far. Not many people like that. I actually haven't heard anyone say they like the whole Dark Order angle. It's been a flop. There have been some good things. I heard the lashing with MJF, who, sorry, I called him short. I'm 6'4", with wrestling boots on. I'm probably 6'5". Somebody said MJF's 5'11". Well, if that's his wrestling height, that probably means he's 5'9" or 5'10". But I am going to watch that, but you're not going to change my mind that MJF is a big guy, the person that was all offended that I said MJF was small. According to Meltzer, Marty Scurll was offered a huge sum of money to stay with Ring of Honor. So that's why he's with Ring of Honor and not AEW. He does have it in his contract that he can wrestle for other promotions like New Japan and NWA. So who knows, maybe he'll also be able to work something out at some point where he could wrestle for AEW too. Elite Ref says Rogan called out one of the judges in the prelims for not even watching the fight. So that's in relation to tonight's UFC event. The Dark Horse Effect says that was some BS. Reyes won that fight. I only read the results. I have not seen the highlights yet. They have not been posted. I will watch the highlights of the fight before, or a stream of it that I'm sure someone's going to send me before I do my daily news tomorrow, and I'll comment on that. I'll finish the news here, and then I'll get to some of the other questions. Chris Jericho apparently posted a picture with WWE's EC3 on Instagram and wrote, "Great chat with EC3 tonight in Orlando. Big things coming for this talented brother." So we'll see what that means. I don't know the status of EC3's contract. I do know that he has trademarked the name EC3. I did meet him on the Impact show I wrestled on a few years ago, and that was just before he went to WWE. I believe he already knew he was going to WWE at that time. Nice guy. I was surprised that he's a tobacco chewer in the shape that he's in, but I guess he is. But he is. I liked him. I think he's in phenomenal shape. I haven't seen much of him in the ring. Isaac Clark says Reyes won that fight. Ghostman says Reyes won that fight. Crocodile Python says John Jones won. Get over it. Does Scott Steiner have any health issues? How did he lose his gains? Mr. Iron says, well, he has had a lot of injuries over the years, but he's in his 50s. Of course, he's not going to look like he did in his 30s or even 40s. When he was wrestling for Great North Wrestling between 2010 to 2012, I believe he was wrestling in a shirt. So although he was huge and in great shape, obviously if he was wrestling in a shirt, or it was more of a tank top, sorry, not a full shirt, like his injuries were catching up with him. There's no miracle water. Like, well, I guess maybe Sylvester Stallone, he still looks very similar, if not better. But I don't know what you guys expect as people get older. By the way, speaking of all this controversy, there's been so much controversy. I posted a clip both on my at Devon Hannibal Twitter and on my Facebook at Devon Hannibal Nicholson of Sergeant Slaughter last year, claiming that he had served 2 tours in Vietnam. And there's a lot of people telling me, well, The Undertaker's not an Undertaker. Well, The Undertaker, I've seen him on Off the Record. I've seen him in a church interview that I'm sure many of you have seen on there that are shoot interview fans, doing an interview with a reverend, which is crazy. They even interviewed Ric Flair by that same guy, and it's like, Ric Flair, if there's a hell with all the adultery he committed, which is one of the sins, he would be going to the hell, being put on the pedestal on this. But The Undertaker doesn't say he's an Undertaker, and I wouldn't even care if he did say that. My problem with the Slaughter impersonating that he risked his life for his country when people became paraplegics and died doing that is where I have a problem with him doing that 30 years out of being an active WWE wrestler. Why is he still going around saying that? It doesn't make any sense. And as a person that's grew up in a military family, and yes, I served 2 glorious years in the reserves. Okay, I'll admit I am no war hero, but I have a lot of respect for the military and real war heroes. So this guy's a piece of shit in my book for saying he served 2 tours in Vietnam to this day, because like, if you didn't do it, stop saying it. And according to reports, the Marines asked him many years ago to stop saying he was a Marine. So a couple more questions. People are saying they need to reverse the John Jones decision. I got to watch this myself. Can I interview David Benoit? The Ultimate Warrior is asking me. I did speak to David Benoit last week, and he said he would do an interview with me. He does not live near me, so it will be a Skype interview with me. Lots of arguments in the comments. I'm not going to get into it because I didn't see it, but I will watch it. Anyone that wants to know what happened in the XFL, watch my XFL update, because I'm going to keep that update separate from the wrestling and MMA updates. So have a good night, everyone. Hope some of you enjoyed the UFC. Seems like some of you obviously didn't feel there was bad judging. So I'm guessing this is going to be a bigger story tomorrow. I'll try and get the inside scoop on it for you.